Okay, hi everyone. So last week I did a talk on how to start and run your own goal group. I was at a conference called the Thrive Summit, and it was a great lifestyle conference for entrepreneurs, and it mainly focused on taking care of ourselves in business so that we can be the best that we can be for our clients. Anyways, this talk that I did was a very quick format. It was 6 minutes and 40 seconds, 20 seconds per slide, and there's 20 slides here. So I'm just going to get started presenting, and for added extra details, you can read the blog below. There's a lot more information in the blog. All right, so here we go. Okay, so in this brief presentation, I am going to talk to you guys about how you can easily start and run your own goals group. I'm going to talk about the who, the when, the where, and the how in order to stay accountable to not just where you want to be, but where you are meant to be. Goal setting is something I actively started doing in 2009 when I became an entrepreneur. I'd set goals by writing them down, and I'd put a deadline to them. Some goals got completed, some did not. About 2.5 years ago, I found that I really wanted to get more active in my goal setting, and I also want to work with other women entrepreneurs. And I felt I wanted and needed more accountability. So I did some research, I created my own goal group, and today I'm going to share with you some tips. In Napoleon Hill's classic book, the author defines the mastermind as the coordination of knowledge and effort in spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. Napoleon Hill suggests that by bringing two minds together, you tap into a third, invisible, intangible force, which may be likened to that of a third mind. A mastermind or goal group can apply to business, family, school, personal life goals, and many others. For my goal group, our main focus was to be on our businesses, but we also had the freedom to work on personal life and family goals as well. So let's go through all of the steps. In my opinion, the most important when starting a goal group, number one, the who. Find mutual beneficiaries. Make a list of who you'd love to have in your goal group. If you can, be sure they all have similar drive and commitment, diverse skill sets, problem solving, and as far as the number of members go, my research said anywhere from 3 to 6 was a good number, and my group had 6. Step 2, the when. Agree on frequency of your meetings. Once I had my members, we went over the best times and how often we'd meet. For us, Tuesday nights every 6 weeks was the consensus, but once a month and every other week are very common as well. And I actually know somebody who had an accountability partner, and they chatted on the phone for an hour once a week. We decided to keep our meeting 2 hours long. Start time was 7 p.m. sharp, and we ended promptly at 9 p.m. We also decided that if we wanted to do any socializing, we would meet 30 minutes before the meeting commenced, and we would hang around for 30 minutes after it ended. Step 3, the where. Meetings can be held anywhere: restaurant, cafe, library, someone's home, or over Skype. Currently, I'm in a mastermind where one woman is in Luxembourg, 2 of us are in Canada, and 3 others are in the States. For my original goal group, we were all in Toronto, and we would take turns hosting in our homes. Number 4, the how. I met up with a friend for guidance who was already in her own goal group, and she gave me a copy of their worksheet. I also looked online and found countless other books and worksheets all supporting goal setting, so that was really helpful. When doing the worksheets, remember to ask yourselves, why do I want these particular set of goals? What are the benefits I wish to see? What are the action steps necessary to achieve my goal? Give yourself a timeline, and when you go home, make sure you schedule it. If it's not scheduled, I can promise you it will not get done. Ask for help, stay accountable, but don't be too hard on yourself. If you miss a goal, get back up and keep going. Or perhaps it's a sign that it's just not as important as you originally thought it was. Create an agenda and make it unique to your group. Ours was quite simple. We'd meditate for 2 minutes at the beginning of every meeting. We'd do our 6, what we called them, hot seats. And then we'd close with picking close with picking a time for our next meeting. So we used a timer for the hot seats, and each person had 15 minutes each. I know this says 5 minutes per person, but we did 15 minutes each. And during each hot seat, we'd go over the following questions. What was your commitment, and did you do it? If no, why? Will you be committing to the same action steps, or will you be creating a new action for this? And if yes, did this action move you forward closer to your goal? What is your new or continued or revised commitment? Begin with this. The next most important step in my business is blah, blah, blah. Of course, don't forget to celebrate your achievements. Recently, I like to say I graduated from my Toronto Goal Group. I now have a coach, and with my virtual mastermind, I feel I'm fairly well covered. What I learned from this Toronto Goal Group experiment is this. In my opinion, for entrepreneurs, everyone in the group should either be in the same businesses or all in completely different businesses. Secondly, candidates need corresponding levels of ambition and motivation. Balanced drive and commitment is super important when it comes to goal setting in the goal group environment. So I just wanted to talk quickly on this. Back in November, I stumbled upon this book called The Life Purpose Playbook. I was at a conference in Toronto here called the Socialite Conference put on by Teresa Lorico. And anyway, I was so impressed by this book that I reached out and contacted the creator when I found she was in Toronto. Judy Machado Duke is a really great woman, and I've met up with her for coffee several times now, and we've actually gone to events together, and it turns out we have a lot of similar interests and goals. Judy also creates these cool coloring worksheets, and she graciously offered to collaborate with me on one specifically for creating your own goal group. So if you'd like to receive your own goal group formula worksheet, please just look down through this blog. There will be a link and you can download your own and color, of course, and then you can go through the steps and think about who you might like to have in your group and go through all the who, the when, the where, and the how. So in closing, I have 2 questions for you. How do you stay accountable to your goals? And also, what was your biggest goal that you've ever planned and subsequently achieved? So that's what I have for you today, and I hope you enjoy starting your own goal group. If you've got any questions, just put them down in the comments below, and have fun staying accountable to all these plans that you hope to accomplish.